guys, welcome to my bedroom floor. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Jessica. I'm from Green Fever SA, and today I'm going to be repotting and dividing, plus giving some care tips on this really gorgeous Aspidistra Elatior. This is the Milky Way version, and it's the Milky Way because it's got all the little spots, and it is also known as the cast iron plant. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try divide this into one large plant and then two smaller plants for my sister and a friend. If you had seen my first plant haul video, which I will link down below, you would have seen that one of my friends gave me a piece of her cast iron plant, the variegated version. So when I found this guy for a really good price, I thought it was only fitting to give her some of my cast iron plant, but the Milky Way version. So I found this pot for myself, this pot for my friend, and then this pot for my sister. They are quite large pots for this size of this plant, but I feel like I'm probably not going to be repotting this for many years, hopefully, to come. They were very cheap pots, which was great. I got them from Leroy Merlin. This one was 100 Rand, and then these two were 40 bucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly drill holes in the bottom, because unfortunately they don't have holes, and I actually would really like to plant them in this instead of in a nursery pot in this. So I have now drilled the holes. I have drilled 5 holes in this pot and then only 3 in the 2 smaller ones. I want to just go through sort of general care as well as propagating this guy. I have already pre-mixed all my soil. Here's a tail. This is my Shemansky, my Shimilu. His name is Sashimi. We have a thing for sushi, clearly, because our one cat, our black cat, is called Soya, and our tabby cat is called Sashimi. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to fill a little bit of orchid barks in the bottom of each pot. If you hear a ball going crazy at Shimi, he has one ball that he loves, so he's gone and fetched it. So I'm just putting a little bit of bark chips in the bottom just so that the water doesn't, or well, soil doesn't really run straight out of the drainage holes straight away. So while I open this up, it's basically part of the same family that lilies are. So if you think about it, it kind of does look, its leaves a little bit like a peace lily. This unfortunately isn't the happiest looking plant. It is a little bit damaged. It was outside and we've had like a really cold winter, and he looks like he's actually just been blown over. As you can see, he's very warped all in one section, so I want to break him up to try and stop that. But most people don't know, and these actually do flower, but it's not your typical sort of peace lily flower that grows up long and then opens up white. It's actually a small little flower that grows right at the bottom. It only sort of pops up about here, and it's an interesting looking flower. When I opened up my friend's other cast iron plant, it actually had a dead flower like right below the soil, so that was quite cool that that plant had flowered. These plants are actually native to sort of Asia and Japan and China, like those sort of places. So they actually nicknamed the cast iron plant because they are super hardy. And the really cool thing about them, seen as my cat is here, is they aren't toxic at all to humans or animals. I was hoping I'd be able to break this up a lot easier. But I'm going to show you the root ball. He's actually got a lot of roots, clearly, and he's got a lot of new growths coming. This actually has a rhizome sort of rooting system. So if you want to propagate it, well, the best way to do it is divide it. So I'm trying to do this with that. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm just, because I want to break it into threes, I'm just trying to break up the roots a little bit to see if any sort of sections want to fall away on their own, rather than having to cut the rhizomes at all. When it comes to lighting, these are actually great plants if you have, you know, sort of a darker area that, you know, you really feel would benefit from a plant. So these plants actually do love shade. A little bit more bright light is, you know, always suggested if you want something to grow extremely luscious and big and happy, or if you have any form of a variegated plant. You know, we all know that those need a little bit more light. What's actually quite cool is, I thought that this is windblown. The minute I've actually unteased the roots, this plant has popped up really nicely. I think it was honestly just really squished into that bag. I don't know if I've said, I got this from Hecker's. Really good price for a cast iron plant. They are slow growers, so generally a big one like this is quite expensive. All one solid piece. I'm actually not able to, oh wait, I might be able to loosen up some. If you do leave it in direct sun though, this plant will generally tend to bleach, so the green will look a little bit more yellow. Because they're such hardy plants, you can actually put them by, you know, a drafty window, or you know, a door that you open quite often, at, you know, your front door or something like that. So these plants are really versatile, you know, for a home environment. The other nice thing about these is that their watering is really, really easy. Because they're drought tolerant, you can get away with watering them a little bit less. The only thing with that is to try not to overwater them. You know, they do like water, as all plants do. They do like to be looked after. That's how they're going to do really, really well. But if you're an underwaterer, or if you're not really a planty person, these plants are great for that. Okay, so I've managed to get one apart from the main one, and I don't know who I'm going to give it to. I'm just going to see how much I can get apart and then see what looks good. But I'm going to come try show you the root system a little bit and show you some root pawn. See how it's got these tubers. These tubers, you can see a new growth coming there, new growth coming there, new growth coming there, all over my clean floors. So that's what the bigger one looks like as well. You can see loads of new growth as well. I'm gonna break that there. Then, I'm gonna show you, seeing as we're talking about the water, these little brown tips like this could be a sign of overwatering. It's not like the peace lily where it loves humidity. So the nice thing about this plant is that you can actually get away with having it in a really dry area of your house as well. Sorry, that's my cat playing with his ball. You don't have to worry about its humidity too much. But obviously if you do, you know, they do appreciate a bit more humidity. So giving it that little bit extra, you'll have a very happy plant. I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. Okay, let's plant my friend's one first. I was going to prune some of the leaves, but I think I might not, because none of them actually look that bad. There's a few torn up ones, but this is because it's such a slow grower, you don't actually want to prune this plant too often. All plants can benefit from being pruned, and this definitely can do, but they do better if you prune them less. And if you ever do prune them, it's suggested to only prune them every 2 to 4 years. And they say, like, really don't do more than one big pruning a year. Okay, so there's one for my friend. So if anybody's going to do well with a smaller one, it's going to be her. It will grow quite happy and healthy there. Just because I know her room is perfect. Okay, Okay, now mine's going into a ginormous pot. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. No, that's probably too little. Okay, but he's got a really awesome healthy root system, and there is loads of new root growth. I'm so chuffed with this plant. When I found this huge one, I was just like, okay, well, I can't turn it down because it was a good price. I'd actually seen this one at another plant store. It was quite a bit more expensive, and it wasn't as big as this one, so I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it because I thought about it for a while. Okay. So, because it's such a slow grower, it's not a very good idea to fertilize these plants too often. Just because they don't need it, and you can actually cause more damage than good by, you know, burning the roots and that sort of stuff. If you're using, you know, natural fish fertilizer or something like that, that's a different story, and you'll probably get away with that. Just want to show you a nice close-up of the roots, and you can see this is a new bulb here, and that's how the new little leaf will grow. So it'll grow up from here, it's going to start stemming up from that. Show you on the other side. From here, this is where you could break a piece off. So I wouldn't suggest breaking off where there's new tubers. I would break where there's another one connecting onto here, where you can literally just snap the tubers off, and that's how you can divide it. Then another really cool thing actually about these plants, now that I'm thinking about it, is they're actually often used in flower arrangements. They use the leaves because they can last and look good for so long without water. So now that I have divided my cast iron plant into 3 different ones, I don't think that there's any need for me to prune any. There's just one leaf that I'm going to cut off, and then I'm going to wipe the leaves down. So normally what I would do is I would just take a spray bottle, and I would spray the leaves. Then I just take a cloth and wipe it. The reason that these leaves are curling is probably because it's been overwatered. So curling leaves and these little brown tips is from overwatering. So he's super manic, but I'm super happy with him. He's kind of like a bad hair day at the moment, but as he settles in and he roots properly, he's probably going to look much happier. So thank you guys for joining, thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate it. If you found anything in this video helpful, please give us a like or subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and it would really help. If you would like to see more videos like this, then please let me know. If you have any other tips on the cast iron plants or information that you would like to share or find helpful, maybe I've missed something, I would love to hear whatever else you have in the comments, and I'm sure that anybody watching this video would also really appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.